So, welcome to another day of Be Agile Scrum. This is fortunately day one for business analysis. Okay. And last time we looked at the history from where the business analysis got started. And we will talk more about it and we will get into the detail of the very first day of business analysis. On this note, what I'm going to do is that again I'm asking the most important and favorite question for all, that what is the core purpose we are here for?
I'm sorry?
What is
To
the core
get
purpose?
placed. To get placed.
Exactly,
To get
Tejaswini.
placed.
Exactly, everyone. So it is to get placed. And that's the reason, to get placed, if it is being the objective, then it must be protected, because in during the week, we see each other, we meet specifically in this training twice. Okay, that is Tuesday and Sunday. Monday are like you need to do assignment. Wednesday is like you need to complete the assignment again, and Thursday is where you attend RRP session. Friday you have some research work and to prepare for Q&A, you do that, and then Saturday is breather day for you. So in between there are chances that you may get distracted. There is one thing that may feel you connected with this, that is nothing but our code of honor. So code of honor is something which you commit to connected with, and you commit to abide by, and you promise to abide by that. And that's the reason we have together created for Be Agile Scrum candidates 6 code of honor, where the very first one is showing up live. It's good that you can attain the recording even if you miss something, but when you practice to remain on time, remain punctual, and remain highly committed, you are getting prepared when in you will attend any agile ceremony, and you will find yourself always on time, punctual, and highly committed, because you have practiced this. And there is a universal law that says that how you do anything is how you do everything, and that's the reason you find yourself doing the same in the agile ceremonies as well. So second one says is this, being the full stack student. So you are starting here learning, and that time you become a student, but we recommend you to become a full stack student who do all the assignment, do the self research work, and repeat whatever you have learned. So because for that you have been getting the recording, and when you will do that, you will find success on your way, and then that's the reason you are requested to take the full responsibility of your success. And when you don't do that, you will find that you are not heading on that path, and what we call it as a failure. When you will take even that's the responsibility, you will find that time you can correct it, and that is the reason it becomes trail to that success, because you can correct it and you can again head towards the success. And to do these all, you required a very strong mindset, and that contains learning mindset, positive mindset. And when you have learning mindset and positive mindset, you will continue to learn and grow, but you will need to remain complaint free that what is something is not happening. When your these three types are in sync, you are recommended to load yourself with the gratitude, because you are now prepared to attract the best for you. Okay. And how you can do these all, so you can start your day with the higher level of receptivity. And for that you have been given one audio track which comes with 30 days of assignment, which you need to follow it. And when you will follow it, you will find yourself that things are moving faster in your favor every single day. And if you don't have that audio track, you must ask me, and I'll share that audio track after the session in case you don't have. And I would recommend you to follow the 30 days of assignment, what the speaker of this audio has given to you. And then comes the second one. And second one is most important. I recommend everyone to follow golden quadrant of learning. Golden quadrant of learning that starts with declaration with the anchor, and then getting into the deep learning. When you are done with your deep learning, it is highly recommended to draw that on piece of paper and represent that piece of paper in art of summary, that what you have learned during that day. And when you will summarize, that helps you to move faster and further towards your boosted confidence. And then, so this is the flow: declaration with the anchor, learn, draw, and summarize in a way that even a 5 years older can understand. Even though it may sound highly technical, you have the power to do it. So to start with, are you ready for the declaration, everyone?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
So let's
Yes.
get started. So how we are going to get started? So what you see on the screen is selected that you are going to utter after me with the clap. Clap is nothing but the anchor. Clap is nothing but a self high five. So how you are going to do that? So at the count of 3, you are going to self high five and then repeat after me, the selected one. So ready, steady, 1, 2, 3, go. I am a quick learner.
I'm a quick
I'm a
learner.
quick
I'm
learner.
a quick learner.
What others can learn and master,
What
What
others
What
can
others
learn
others
and
can
can
learn
master.
learn
and
and
master,
Can
master,
learn and master.
I too can do that.
I
I
too
I
can do
too
that.
can
You
do
can
that.
do that.
And once again, self clap, guys. Once again, self clap. 1, 2, 3, and clap. Because I am an awesome learner,
Because I
Because
am an
I'm an
awesome
Because
awesome
I'm
learner,
an
learner,
awesome learner.
today's learning is going to be
today's
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 learning
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 is
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 going
going
to
to
going to
be
be
To be
super duper easy to me.
super
super
duper
duper
super
easy
easy
to
to
easy
me.
me.
to me.
easy to me.
Thank you so much. It is going to be super duper easy. But remember, when you are here for learning, remember to be a giver. So how you can do that? So remember to give your ego away. That even there are many people who come with certification. So sometime it may possible that the mind is not ready to receive or repeat, because they might be knowing that they know. But do you know, when you will keep this attitude of I know everything away, that time when you learn again, you will come up with this lot many wow moment and aha moment, which we call it as an insight, and that is going to support you in a very big manner. That's the reason every learner is requested to keep their ego away, so that they will open for more learning and more insight. And while this is all happening, and if you are already learning, then you are requested to start giving some charity on this path of learning, because that also keeps you spiritually grounded. And when you give, you grow, and when you grow, there are chances you can attract more. So start giving with the intent to grow, and not only with the intent to grow, but also to inspire more. So that's the main reason. And how much you can continue to give up away when it comes to your when it comes to your uh, when it comes to your earned part of the income, that time you can set whether I can give away 5% or 10% towards some charity where you believe in. It could be anywhere in the temple, mosque, church, anywhere, to feed hungries, or to help the old aged home, or anywhere you believe in, for any causes, and appreciate what you do and what others do for you. And even something does not happen towards you, remember, everything is supporting you in further next step. And this is very very expensive thing what we can expect from people, where they don't do it, and that is appreciate. And while you are why you need to appreciate, because what you appreciate appreciates you back. If you can do that, you will see lot of returns in terms of various other things what you are putting appreciation towards it. So on this note, let's move towards, these are the 6 code of honor I wanted everyone need to abide by, so that it will help you to get started as a business analyst or scrum master as soon as possible. So this will uh, stay you more focused. So welcome back once again, and I have already hit the record button. It is, the session is getting recorded. I'm let you go through once again what we have covered so far, and that was the history, where I talked about how this business analysis came into the picture, the body of business analyst of knowledge. So that when it got started. And I also told you last time that I'll be sharing you BA Bog, the guide 3.0, with you very very soon. Like BA Bog is there, body of knowledge for every single thing. There is a body for scrum.org is there, for PMBOK is there, that is project management body of knowledge. Likewise for BA Bog is there, business analyst body of knowledge. And then we moved and learned that what is business analysis. In a layman term, I said that the one who can do analysis for any kind of a business is known as the business analyst. And the role also we discuss, the role, business analyst role, that what will be the role of business analyst. And now we will look that why business analysts are needed. Okay, so first let's understand this. Let me bring this in the presentation mode, and then we'll continue. So are you comfortable and ready to receive more when it comes to learning, everyone?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yes.
Yes, Gaurav.
Good. So I'm sharing this. So on my screen is this. So why business analysis was needed? First, you need to understand how you can call it that it is complete business analysis. So any business analysis come with few things, that the requirement has to be there in the place, and requirement comes with the requirement planning. You plan your requirement, right? And you are ready to manage. When uh, it has been already there to be discussed. Did I miss something? Someone was saying something.
Nope.
Okay,
Nope.
I heard someone was trying to say. No problem. So thank you. So, and then it requires to be communicated. It requires to be elicited further as well. That's the reason requirement elicitation you can see on the screen, and requirement communication, solution evaluation and validation. So whatever the requirement is there, for that solution has to come in the place, it will continue to evolve, and then it has to be analyzed further and documented further. And when it is already done, then it can be implemented. So but from where it has been originated, it has been originated from the enterprise analysis. So on, for any business analysis, I won't see that enterprise analysis only, but for any business analysis. So from here, you can consider it to get started. So why it was needed? So as you can see on the screen, it is mentioned that change and life happens. Okay, project requires flexibility and adaptation to respond to the change. And I was telling last time that when it comes to change, one person must get happy, that is the business analyst. Okay, why? Because the change brings the work, and work brings the money. So, and for that, to bring that change, you must analyze and uh, be ready to impact and bring the impact due to the change. Okay, so this one is the business analyst who analyzes the change impact and gather requirement, analyze with stakeholder. So are you understanding the crucial role of business analysts? So where your focus should go first? So what would be the answer then, guys? So you are a business analyst, and where your focus should be most of the time? Any
See
answer?
how, yeah, what is the change and to analyze the change.
Exactly, you are right. Thank you so much for sharing that. So you need to continuously focus on the change, because change brings the money on the table, and also the improvisation in the improved software or improved product when it comes to the uh, customers fulfillment, because you are fulfilling customers requirement. Okay, that's the reason your focus should be there on customer, focus should be there on the change. So what are the prerequisites for becoming the business analyst? And yes, you need to know the domain area, like the requirement may come from the various domains. So it can come from the insurance sector, from medical sector, from utility sector, from banking sector, from the card sector, from the payment sector. So in whatever sector you are working already and you're creating softwares, so you must have those domain knowledge, and that is not rocket science, that can be learned. So any domain knowledge is just a learnable skill. So you must have that domain knowledge. The deeper, the more more recommendable. And yes, when you are becoming a business analyst, and because you are analyst, your analytical skills should go stronger, because you're bringing the solution, you're bringing the change. By studying the changes, you are bringing the solution. It also requires few technical knowledge. So we won't call it technical because these are simple. So how many of you have ever used Microsoft Excel and Microsoft PowerPoint? Everyone,
I
I
have
guess.
used,
Yeah,
yeah, I
I
have used
do.
Excel though.
Yeah,
most of
occasionally.
everyone. So
Yes.
occasionally or even once, so you have used. Nowadays, what is happening? For business analysts, you should know structured query languages. As a name suggests, the query has to be structured. Why? Because as a business analyst, you might get to extract some information, okay? And extract some information which is already existing. Imagine last time I was giving you an example that from banking sector, that you need to create some module for adding customer details. Okay, so now the bank required, or as a business analyst, you might require that I must analyze those people, because you are looking for a certain person on which there might be some sensor into the throughout the banking. Okay, there might be some sensor on a particular person in the banking industry. They want to market rate. So market sensor or market create a sanction on that their name. So are you understanding, by the way, whatever just now I said?
Yes.
What bank is trying to look at? Yeah. So they are looking for one name, and that name could be starting with Andrew, just for example. Okay. So I'm just sharing. So what will happen? This requirement has come into the picture from Federal Bank of India to the entire bank. Okay. Sorry, Federal Reserve Bank in the USA to the entire banking system. And now you are working for XYZ Bank. So as a business analyst, you need to bring those names in front of you on your screen, the name which starts with Andrew, first name. So you will have to query in the database. All right. So how will you do that? So very simplest and most used one liner statement, if I would say, and anyone can understand, that is select the name. Okay, select this name, or select this name, or you can just call it as a select star from the name of the tables. When I'll say star, star means everything. So I would say select name from name database, and now you can add further where the first name is equal to Andrew. Okay, and then when you will play this, when you will run this query, it will give you all the detailed result from a banking database. Okay, so this is as simple as that. What did I say? I said that select name where, that's it. So select star from name database where first name is equal to Andrew. So this is how simple query you should know, and you can create, in fact. And this is how you can create, by thinking. So how do you think? What is the requirement? And the moment you understand the requirement, the moment you understand that now what should I ask, and that you can write. And that's the reason it is so simple. It can be learned. And as Prerna every time recommend a very beautiful website to learn SQL, and that you can learn. So Prerna, would you mind to share that once again to us? Which website?
Definitely, Gaurav. The name of the website is w3schools.com, and I'm just mentioning the same in the chat for everyone. So
Oh,
please check this website, play along with it. It's very easy for beginners level. There are different types of languages. You have to learn SQL. That the Gaurav was explaining. That stands for structured query language. So I mentioned learn SQL, and the website is w3schools.com. If you are not able to access, if you have any doubts, let me know. I can totally help you with that. With
yeah. So thank you so much,
Okay?
Prerna.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I've shared the website. Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So you can copy that website from the chat, and that you can go further, and on the Fridays, that is your research and further extra learning day by your own. So that time you can definitely learn this, which is required. Now you can see in the picture, business analysts are wearing around 5 hats, and then so what kind of skill it comes with? So you need to have understanding to identify the need. When you identify that, you can elicit that, and when you can elicit that, you are ready to collaborate with the customer. And when you are able to, then you can talk about the requirement and you can converse about it. And when you converse about it, you can define very well. That is called as requirement modeling. And later, before it requires to be developed, it has to be managed, so that you can understand when which requirement can be gathered. As we have been talking about agile, where we have understood that how agile or scrum helps you to deliver any product in a smaller chunks. Okay, and that's the reason you need to understand these are few traits of a business analyst. Okay, so these are the a few prerequisite you should be you should be knowing, and you should be ready with this to get started with get started with the business analyst role. All right. So here, what are the basic roles and responsibility of business analyst? So anytime if you are joining as a first time in any organization, you are generally handed over to work with senior people, senior business analyst. Okay, and that time you learn in the shadow of senior business analyst the business analyst task. Okay, so so it says that business analysts work across all level of an organization and may be involved in everything from defining strategy to create the enterprise architecture, to take a leadership role by defining the goals and requirement of programs and projects, or support continuous improvement in its technology and process. Okay, so business analysts help businesses do business better. Now understand your basic responsibility, and you are most wanted. Okay, so what happens exactly? Who would require you most of the time? Okay, in fact everyone would require you most of the time. Okay, so customer would require you most of the time. All right, so customer wants to discuss with you every time. Then comes what? Project manager or product owner. So they even they need to develop some document, they require your input. Okay, if anyone like developer or tester, they may grab your attention to ask you certain question, because we are expecting you to be through with the entire process, entire flow of the requirement. And that is the basic fundamental thing what we are expecting you to know. Okay, so if you are a business analyst, it means you should be god at the flow. Okay, god at the flow means you should be knowing everything. And for that you should have one skill, and one skill is that in asking question. So most of the time, means it has come to my observation. I have seen that, this is true. This has been to my observation. Most of the time, I have seen, a female candidate. Ladies are good into this role, and they have good exposure and market by being business analyst. Why? Because maybe because they have good skill of asking question, and that's the reason they are here. But in case anyone comes from this, but not it is limited. Many male candidate also I have seen, and they are doing good and wonders by being into business analyst. So there are multiple certification also for business analyst. When it comes to domain knowledge, domain wise certifications are also there. So when it comes to certification, we talk on day one of agile scrum track. So when we will be transitioning into agile scrum, that time I'll be sharing you one slide where what all the certification you can think of as a business analyst or agile scrum practitioner. So this is about the roles and responsibility of business analyst. I just now shared with you. So any questions so far, guys? Any question? Let me ask you. So
Not
this
so
was
far.
just a background. No question?
Not so
Oh,
far.
Okay.
Gaurav,
Yes.
my question, this is Athar. My question
Yes, sir.
is now business analysis, how does it help for somebody who wants to be in Scrum, like, as a Scrum Master role or something like that?
Okay. So Athar, did you attend the previous session?
Yeah,
Last?
I did.
Okay. So in the Scrum world, what exactly happened? So we deliver requirement into pieces. Okay. So all the requirements are not delivered. Business analysts are those who post the requirement in the Scrum world. When we are talking about Scrum, so Scrum is nothing but a framework. So in Scrum world, how do we deliver? We deliver in the small sprints. Sprints are what? Sprints are nothing but with the time duration. So in every sprint can be 2 weeks or 3 weeks or 4 weeks or 1 week. So it goes from 1 week to 4 weeks. But before I tell more into detail, I would like to invite someone over here listening. So who wants to give the answer to Athar? Anyone? Where do you think that it will be need for business analyst during the Scrum? Anyone? You just think about
What
it and you can go round.
while the product backlog is created?
Awesome. That's amazing, Tilo. So I want someone to go more specific.
User story.
User story. Let's give a round of applause to Shaggy. So what do you mean by user story? Okay. So can you define it more?
I
Uh,
can say user story is when we break down the epic to
Yeah.
Requesting others to go
small.
on mute, please. Requesting others. Yeah.
Yeah.
Please go ahead.
Thank you so
So
much, Ansar. That's
yes,
amazing.
breaking down the whole goals into small objectives or small goals increments.
Amazing. So, did you hear whose question was that? Athar. So, what Shakil and Ansar has just now shared with you is about user story creation. User stories are what? So user story are the broken down requirement of any big epic. Okay, and what are those epic? Those epic are the goal. Those are epic are the project, and those are epic are the actual requirement of customer. So when it comes to sharing the actual requirement or delivering or bringing or creating the actual requirement, it has to be first converted into the user story. And who writes that user story? It's business analyst at first who is going to write the user story. So does it answer your question, Athar, or you want to
Yeah, no,
understand?
it does. I was just trying to, figure this out because, like in a team, you also have a product owner, You have
Yes.
business analyst, you have scrum master, you have other developers, and and maybe a DBA, and maybe some developers or testers, maybe like you showed in one of the diagrams. I
Yeah.
remember that. So it's like a pretty, like a wide variety of knowledge, cross-functional team, like what they call it, right?
Right. Right.
So the user story, I totally understand. So my question was like, product owner is the one who prioritizes the product backlog.
Mm-hmm.
So, but the user story you are telling me is written by and is brought to the team by the business analyst, not the product owner.
No.
I
So
would like, should I intervene here, Gaurav?
yes,
Yeah.
yes. Go ahead, Prerna.
Okay. So first of all, a very interesting and in detail question. So really thank you for this. Your question has different angles. The first angle, when you mentioned that about the product backlog item. So product backlog item is maintained and managed by the product owner for sure. But when we talk about priority, the priority is considered after talking to everybody on the team, especially the developers part of it. Okay, so it's like if I'm product owner, I have the authority to update the line items up and down, and as per the sequence and as per the priority. But then that priority will be confirmed once I talk with the team members. So it's a joint effort, but the authority of changing is given to the product owner, right? And about the second part, user story, yeah, can you please ask the question again? I tend to miss a little bit of that. Yeah.
Yeah,
So are we
the
good on the
user
first part?
story, because the
Mm-hmm.
first part, to what I understood, based upon what I read
Mm-hmm.
and did some research, like Gaurav had suggested,
Mm-hmm. Right.
uh, the
Good.
product owner is the whole and soul person who owns that product, literally, and
Oh,
he or she is the
absolutely
one
right.
who's selling. He or she is selling that product. Basically, is the liaison between the development team and the customer or the client, whoever it is. So my question was,
Yeah.
when the product owner is sitting with the client or the customer, is the business analyst also there in that picture during that time, right? Taking down the notes, or looking at the requirements when he or she is doing the requirement elicitation. And then is it the business analyst who's writing all the user stories, or is it the product owner who, like, describes this to the business analyst, and then the business analyst basically defines all the user stories?
Okay. So I think the first part is clear what I mentioned. I'll still
Yeah,
highlight and
yeah, yeah.
close that. That though as per your research, whatever you have read, it's absolutely right. But then the understanding has to be a little more clear. When we say that product owner is the whole and soul of the product backlog, that means he is more or less like a caretaker of that backlog. That he is the only person who can update, delete as an update and change that. But then how he can update and change that is by considering the opinion and the of the entire team. Like for example, I understand that product backlog, there is an item and on the top of the list that's very high priority as per the customer requirement. But then if there is some technical glitch, for example, many a times it happens in my personal earlier job experiences, that we want to develop something, but it needs some third party tool, third party licenses, which takes time at times, maybe a day or two, depending on the criticality and availability. So that time, as a product owner, being the owner of that product backlog, he has to come back to the team, he has to talk to them, he has to take their opinion and then update accordingly. Okay, first part. Second, for the meetings with customer, it depends on when and how that happens. It can be directly one-on-one with customer and product owner. It can be a team meeting or a group meeting with some of the team members. Whatever happens, but one thing that's for sure, that product owner does not create user stories. Okay, it is not his responsibility. See, in my personal experience of agile, what happens is, though this we call this a high level meeting when the seniors meet up, like the owner of the organization or the client head, head of the department, the
Yeah,
people who are
yeah.
not so technical, right? They meet
Mostly
up, they
management
discuss.
level.
Absolutely, you're getting it. Management level or executive level. See, because they have
Correct.
all these ideas to be implemented, the vision for the company, for the industry. So they'll just throw in and pitch in ideas for you. Then the middle level and ground level staff, like actual developers and BAs and maybe the architects, they'll come in the picture. They'll discuss internally, and if required, as a company, as a team, we are very much open and comfortable to talk to the customer. It can be over phone, can be over a discussion. So many a times what used to happen, me being a project manager, we used to be a part of kickoff meetings earlier, but then on a detailed note, when the documents have to be prepared, when the work has to be done, like user stories have to be created, when the items have to be I would say granularized to work. We used to have multiple rounds of meeting, and product owner and management team definitely was not part of these meetings, because these were such a day-to-day task meetings that they will not have their bandwidth for such. So yes, product owner can meet directly with the team one-on-one and along with their internal team, as well as there will be multiple rounds of discussion as per the requirements, right? And user
Yep.
stories are not prepared by product owner, they are prepared by the development team, like BAs and stuff like that. Okay, so does this
Sure.
answer your question, or you still have anything? Because I definitely enjoy answering this, and this is a very good and very important question that you have asked. So
No,
kudos to
thank you.
you, first of all.
Thank you
Welcome.
for answering this, Prerna. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Most welcome. I think that's clear. In case
Yeah,
in your further reading, if you or anyone else has further doubts, please connect with us. You can drop in a message, or you can discuss in the next session. Yeah, over to
sure.
you, Gaurav.
Thank you so
Thank
much, Prerna. So yeah, thank you so much, Athar, for asking this question. I would like to add one more thing, and the one more thing is that, as I was sharing earlier, business analysts are required at every single stage of the product delivery. And yes, product owner is the key person who plays a vital role between all the stakeholders. So for any important decisions, so he is the person through which the entire communication initially flow when it comes to budgeting and sponsorship. So customer needs him, as well as the vendors need him, as well as your existing members need him. But when it comes to business analyst, so as we were talking about sprint planning, in sprint planning you will find the all the epics he has designed. He understand customers need, what customer exactly want. But while the epic was getting created and requirement was being elicited, so that time even business analyst would be there. But what will happen, product owner may create various epics, and he may further tag few names, just like a name description of broken down requirement. Say for example, if banking company comes to the customer, to this product owner and says that I need to develop the entire banking requirement for my AYZ business, okay, can you do that? He agrees to do that. And in the very first talk he was writing what all you need. I need to, do NEFT transaction, RTGS transaction, IMPS transaction, ACH transaction, NACHA transaction, all the transaction names he mentioned. Okay. He also mentioned my customer should be able to deposit, withdraw. He also mentioned they also need to do, add a few more extra information about the customer. Everything he talked, and product owner noted down. But further what he will do, he will involve business analyst. Even though business analyst came into the picture, he has liberty to create some user story. So what he can do, he can create one liner user story, but it is not who is going to describe and detail it down every user story. For that, business analyst come into the picture, and what he will do, while understanding the requirement in detail, he now understand that he will have to design some document. So if he will have to design some mock diagrams, so he develops some mock diagram. Business analyst will develop some mock diagram, and when he is expanding the user story in detail, what he or she will do, she will continue to add those diagrams into the user story. She will also detail down those requirements further. further, show so that everyone is clear that what all it requires to be involved. So user story will further get cleared, and it will be made clear by business analyst only into the details, so that the actionable item will be clear for developer who is going to code, or the designer, and also the another business analyst who is going to support this senior business analyst who has detailed it down. So what all the documentation, supporting documentations link has to be provided into that user story. She will update that. What tester has the actionable item to do, say for example writing test script, or executing test script, or reporting the defects. And thereby the another task for scrum master would be created, that is to defining its done activity, that he has to check at the end everything has been marked done, so that DevOps team, or say the team who is delivering the entire system at the end, so they are knowing that now we can call it this piece of sprint where 12 for example 12 user story was supposed to marked as done, has been marked as done, and now it can be shipped at customer location. So when we are talking about customer location, it means the customer's environment. Okay, so this is how business analyst is required in the scrum. So every single part, so whatever I have just now spoken, so every single part is taken care in the scrum ceremonies. So when we are talking about requirement debriefing, that goes into sprint planning, and then actionable item where everyone speaks, that is discussed in the daily scrum, that is daily stand up, 15 minutes of meeting. And then considering the everything is done or not, that is discussed in a sprint review meeting. And then when it goes to a delivery, then what happens, the further meeting happens where everyone comes together and they brainstorm that what went wrong, what did not go wrong, or what will go correct, and then is there any learning that we can carry further in the next sprint. And scrum master facilitate these entire ceremony. Okay, so that is called as a sprint retrospective. So everywhere you would see the business analyst is required, scrum master is facilitating, and product owner who was involved at very first, that everything is flowing in sync. So this is what to the extended answer to your question, what Prerna already gave it to you. So is it more clearer now, Athar?
Yeah, it is clear. Thank you, Karan.
Okay,
Really
most
appreciate it.
welcome. So let's get into the detail of it. So business analysis is continued. We just started. So you need to understand few tools, by the way. Okay, and to name a few tool, like here for any kind of communication or any kind of delivery. Here, what kind of delivery is happening? Training delivery is happening to you. Okay, and what kind of tools we are using? And there are most important tool. The one is Microsoft PowerPoint we are using to deliver that, and another tool we are using is Zoom. Okay, we could have used Google Meet, we could have used Microsoft Team to deliver such kind of meeting. However, when it comes to business analysis and reporting, because at the end business analyst has to uh, publish some report as well, like I was talking about, structured query language. And when he has the various information on the plate and he needs to present in front of client, or he needs to is supposed to publish it in front of all the stakeholder, so he needs to publish it well using some tools. So and as a business analyst or any agilist, there should be some tool what you should know. To name a few, top 10 business analyst tool that you can see on the screen: Microsoft Office suite. So this suite involves PowerPoint, Excel, and everything which Microsoft brings. Okay, further, either or you can use Google Docs. Google Docs is a word processing document like Microsoft Word. And then Rational Requisite Pro, so that comes for specially a good especially it will be required for business analyst requirement gathering tool. You can see again the word processing like that. So there are some more tools like Ballismic, SWOT for SWOT analysis, Pencil, Trello, Smart Draw, Rick, version 1. So these are the various tools that in a longer run you can go ahead and you can use it. But nowadays the most important things that every day new tools are coming into the market and people are using them. So Jira and Azure DevOps are going really vast in the market, and they are bringing that everything related to project management can be captured in their tools. Okay, Microsoft Suite has the complete word processing, then data processing tools. Like Google is not limited with Google Docs. It has the complete set of data processing, requirement gathering tools are also there. In the similar manner, Atlassian Jira is coming. In the similar manner, Azure DevOps is coming. So there are various tools. I'll tell you on which tool you can continue and master. So for now, focus on 3-4 items that you can take a note of it. That is extra information. Remember to explore this Trello. Remember to explore Jira. Remember to explore Azure DevOps. Remember to explore Monday.com. Okay. So these are 4 5 to name of the tools. You can go ahead, create the free account, and you can explore that. But when it comes to Trello, I would recommend you wait for the further instruction when to open free account on Trello, so that at the end we get into some workshop mode, and that time I would require you to create account into Trello. And that's the reason. For now, don't create any account into Trello. Create that when we will ask you to. But yeah, rest of the tools you can definitely explore by your own. All right.
Um, and Gaurav, what is the last one you said?
Monday.com. Monday.com, Trello, Jira, and Azure DevOps. 4 items I have.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
So, Gaurav, are we going to go through some workshops, some training sessions for all these tools that you just mentioned?
Yes. Not all these tools, couple of few. Okay, we will do that.
They're the most important ones, basically.
Yeah. So Trello, which I talk about. So Trello, we will be experiencing. Okay.
Same thing also for the Scrum Agile,
Yeah.
Agile Scrum.
So few tools where it will be used in for business analyst, Scrum, Agile, both. Okay. So
Okay.
it won't be a separate tool. Okay. One tool which will be common for everyone. So that I'll be talking. Yeah.
All right.
But
Thank you.
for now, I'm recommending you to go ahead and explore by your own. And these 3 names like Azure DevOps, Atlassian Jira, Monday.com, you can have a smaller video for understanding, because tomorrow if you'll go after 2 months in a new organization, they may come up with the new tools. They may come up with their own customized tools as well. So fair idea of knowing that how things move further. So it will help you to get comfortable with even any new tool you encounter with tomorrow. Okay, when things will move and advance.
Sure. Thank you.
All right, thank you. So here, so there are few tools, okay, for analysis and reporting. So yeah, so Prerna, may I invite you to take from slides from here, please? If you're not talking on mute, Prerna, you want to, or you want me to continue? Let me see if you are not on mute. Okay, so I'll continue. We'll see when Prerna is ready, or go on mute. Okay. So analysis and reporting, this is Microsoft PowerPoint, as you have been seeing. So what we can do all in Microsoft PowerPoint, we can deliver the presentation, formal presentation that we would require for all the stakeholders. And so as it says that business analyst often faces the situation where he needs to communicate ideas, justify or deliver project updates to stakeholder. For that, Microsoft PowerPoint can be used. This communication becomes more effective in the form of presentation through PowerPoint. So you have been watching that how we are presenting most of them Microsoft PowerPoint. I would expect you to go comfortable with Microsoft PowerPoint in case you have used in the past. So that is good. And in case you have not used ever, so just get comfortable, create normal presentation to it. So yeah, so that will be good for you. Microsoft PowerPoint. Let's move further, few more. Microsoft Excel. Now this is the most important tool I would like you to understand, because we want you to how Microsoft we want you to understand this, we want you to master this. So why Microsoft Excel? Because that will help you to summarize data. Data is everything. It is called in the world today that data are diamond. Okay, and that's the reason when people are playing with data, you should know how to organize those data, you should know how to summarize those data, and you should know how to publish those data. And for that, Excel is the best tool today, I would say. So data analysis is also part of business analysis. Can you read over here the very first line? So you need to know that how to analyze those data, and it can be different forms, like you can pivot those data. Okay, you can examine the trends in the data, you can sort and filter those data, and you can create chart or graphs based on those data. And all these things can be done in MS Excel very beautifully. So why you should know to how to create such items, or how to sort and filter even in Excel? Because not everyone would love to expend extra. Okay, not everyone would love to spend extra. If they understand that few existing tool I have, why should I spend more on some advanced advanced thing? If I can make my existing tool advanced, if I can make my existing tool work like an advanced tool, why should I go and buy some more advanced tool if it can be fulfilled by MS Excel itself? So if you can master it, you don't need to suffer to learn any new tool in the market, because that is available to you then and there. Okay, so in most of the PC today, MS Excel comes by default. Okay, any spreadsheet processing uh, document or tool will help you to play with the data that you can play when in the Google Sheet. Okay, so when you know how to do it, there are certain formula that you can learn, and we will talk more in detail about it when things come up. Okay, but these things are always important to play with data and publish the data. Okay, for that, MS Excel is the best tool, I would say. Go ahead, play with it and learn if you have not learned yet. Okay, so all the tasks mentioned above can be well performed using Microsoft Excel, which is spreadsheet-like tool. Along with it, Excel provides several built-in mathematical and financial functions which can aid to data analysis. So yeah, so we will look at it on the Microsoft Excel very, very soon, that what is the possibility and potential Microsoft Excel has. By the way, may I ask you this question? Anyone recently working on Microsoft Excel, or have you ever worked on Microsoft Excel? So most of the answer should be yes. So yes, is it yes?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yes,
used
Yes.
it
Yes.
general purpose. Yes.
yeah. But Microsoft Excel comes with the more power, and these all things you can do over there. Thank you so much. So continue to do. Now explore how you can do that. Okay. So for now, so next comes the word processing. So Microsoft Word serves the purpose of requirement specification document. Organizations can create their specific template for documenting the requirements. That's very important for business analysts. When it comes to requirement capture, Microsoft Word you should use as a business analyst. It's a utility application which allows user preferred fonts, theme, objects, shapes, smart arts, charts, and even option for embedding Visio diagram. So even though you can create diagrams in Microsoft Word or PowerPoint, there are separate tools for designing purposes. Okay, so few name, MS Visio is one of them. Okay, it has been being used in the industry since ages, since long. So when it comes to UML, it is called as Unified Modeling Language. So UML diagrams are very, very important. So it connects the function, two different functions together. Okay, it helps you to move from one use case to another use case based on the diagram, and that defines the activity. Okay, it helps you to prepare the chart. When it comes to MS Visio, you are using MS Visio, you need to play with the flow chart. And by the way, let me tell you, when it comes to diagram and designing purposes, because when it comes to analysis and reporting and modeling, means when you talk about business model and business data modeling, then understand that flow chart is the foundation of all those design. Okay, so let me ask you this question. How many of you have heard this part, flow chart? It is a very simple thing. I am sure if you have gone to school, you might have heard this. So everyone is comfortable with flow chart, that what is flow chart?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
anyone who is not? So, okay. So the answer is yes, everyone is knowing what is flowchart. So flowchart is the foundation of any kind of design. So MS Visio is a modeling tool that business analysts use to effectively capture and present stakeholder ideas in the form of business functions and user interaction. The main utilities for Visios are, I have talked, UML diagram creation, to prepare process flow chart, to create data model, to generate architecture and diagrams. Prerna, you can tell me when you are back or available. Okay. So,
Also, Gaurav, sorry to interrupt.
yep, no problem.
Lately, when I was just going through, some of the job openings and all that, I'm seeing a lot more requirements nowadays. In the requirements, they're asking for knowledge on Office 365.
Mhm.
Is that
Yes, sir.
something different we have to learn, or
Okay, thanks for asking this question. So, yeah, so what is happening that every day things are moving up and faster, okay, and everyone is coming with the advancement, okay, and advancement along with the smartness. So when they are talking about, Office 365 or Office 360 or Office, 97 or Office 2003 or Office 2010, these are the advanced version. Okay, advanced version means they are coming with the extra feature, extra patches and all those things. So nothing rocket science, I would say, Athar. So it is always advanced. So like I don't know, are you working, what you are using, are you using in your PC
I have
Microsoft Word?
Microsoft Office 2016.
2016. So before that, someone would be using 2010. Before that,
2010,
someone
yeah.
was using Office 2003. Before that, people were using Office 2000. Okay, so this is advancing every single time. And today is some Microsoft Office 365. Okay, and that's the reason people are asking. So when you ask that you should be well versed with Microsoft Office 365, don't even think about it. The moment you read Microsoft Office, don't even try to read the version of it, because it will continue to evolve. Maybe you don't know that today you have applied for Microsoft, applied for with the knowledge of Microsoft Office 365. Tomorrow it will be something else. Okay.
It's
So
just
this is
like
how.
the cars and the phones, more updated every few months.
Yes, sir. Yes. That's right, Arthur. So yes, you are already comfortable and you can continue to upgrade your, continue to install and advance. Thank you so
Thank you,
much for
Gaurav.
asking and clarifying. So these are important, even that
Yeah,
may
hi
sound.
Gaurav. Did you call me earlier because I got
Yeah.
some
So
voice. Yeah, I
twice I
couldn't hear.
called
Now
you.
I could hear you.
Oh,
Yes, yes.
yeah. So would you like to take further?
Can you just go to next screen, please?
Yeah. So yeah.
Yes, definitely. Okay, so now we are getting to more towards the actual working part of the analysis work, as a BA. So can someone read this out, what this pyramid has mentioned, and the text along with that, please? I'll request two people. One can read out the diagram, and the other can read what is mentioned on the text, please.
Do you want me to go?
Yes, everybody's welcome. I always encourage that when such questions is asked, you should come ahead and take the
Okay.
opportunity. So yeah, please go ahead.
I'll go with the diagram to begin with. Uh,
Sure.
the diagram, the first thing on the top is business requirements, then stakeholder requirements, then you have solution requirements, which has subtask of functional requirements as well as non-functional requirements. And then in the bottom, we have transition requirements. And on the functional side, I think you want somebody else
Thank
to
you. Yeah,
continue.
because I want someone else also to speak on this. Yeah.
Sure.
Thank you so much for reading out. Yeah, others, please.
Thank you.
Okay, I'll go. Functional, SOW, B4 forward. Functionality, features, usability, capabilities, and operations of a product. Non-functional, which is TRD, performance, stability, security, and technicality.
Thank you so much for reading this out. Okay. So I want to ask this question to you. When the pyramid details were being read, did you understand what it means by? I mean, what is your understanding when I say it's a business requirement, it's a stakeholder requirement, or it's a solution or transition requirement? Any basic understanding do you have about this? Yeah, because then I can start my explanation accordingly.
Business requirement is basically what the users or the client or customers require for a certain, could be an application or could be any kind of a update that they are looking for from the current stage to the future to be stage, I would say.
Okay. Okay. Quite close. Yeah. What about others? Stakeholders and solution requirements? Yeah.
Can I say business requirement is the constraints or the business, the rules of the business, right?
Sorry, rules. Did you mean to say rules of the business?
Yes, rules of the business, right? Yeah.
Okay. In which context you're saying rules of the business?
Yes, business requirement is the rules of the business. There is some rules or constraints that should be considered when we are taking the requirement. The other one about stakeholder requirement is it's about the goals that the stakeholders agree about to be achieved.
Okay. Though your explanation is quite close, it's not the exact synonym to be used. For the long story short, I'll just give some pointers so you'll have a thinking process to start on. See, business requirements is as easy as a company comes to your organization with some requirements, with some work they want to get done, and you help them on developing or providing that. Okay. So it can be as small as creating an application for selling their goods, or it can be like a big website like Amazon they want for their products, anything and everything. Okay. So this is a business requirement. Now, when I talk about stakeholder requirements, are you guys aware of the word stakeholder? So stakeholder means basically each and every person or organization or a team that has stake in your project, that has interest in your project. Okay. So the stakeholder can be, first of all, starting with your team entirely development, and your, I would say, senior management of your organization along with your team, because they're interested in the project performance, how well the project does, the profit the project occurs. Along with that, if any other teams that are involved in your project, like if they are doing some development or some other part of it which is helpful for this project. And also with this, many a times in IT, what happens for some particular developments, you need some third-party tools, third-party softwares, which are not owned by your organization, which are owned by some other organization or anything, some third parties. Third party means it does not belonging to you. You're kind of hiring it from someone. You're paying the price for it, or you're taking a license to use it. Okay. Like how we take subscriptions for Amazon Prime or for Netflix and stuff like that. So we don't own that. We take their services and we pay them accordingly. So those are the stakeholders. So what are the requirements from their point of view? What is the payment method? What all details they want for the per se a website to be developed? If we have a website to be developed, then stakeholder might ask, okay, what is the timeline, what is the modules involved, how we are managing the user management part, so many things. So you have to consider first of all that also. And solution requirements is quite simple as well as very easy to understand. It means functional requirement and non-functional requirement. Now, to answer this question, have all of you used Amazon.com? Is there anybody who has not used it? Because I'll give that example for understanding. Yes, all of you use Amazon. Yes,
Yes,
Yes.
we have
no,
used it.
Yeah,
no. Yes, at least you're familiar with the website, right? Okay.
Yes.
we all spent some money on Amazon, we should say.
Trust
I
me,
wouldn't
trust
say.
me, we
I
all
wouldn't
do.
say some though.
You would.
No, the least
Women
I would
might
say,
not
just
say
to feel good.
some. Yeah,
Yep.
okay. Great, great. Thanks. See, that is the reason I always incorporate such example, because now when I say Amazon, you have that logo in your mind from A to Z and with that arrow, and you could actually think about your wish list or your card if that is ready. Okay. So if I have to bifurcate Amazon into functional and non-functional requirement, so when I select particular products and click them to add to cart, so those all products have to be in the cart, right? You easily look at them, okay, they have been added. All of you, it happens with you, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So that is
Yes.
the functional part of it. There is a lot of coding and programming behind it. So whenever you select a product and you tick mark it, so that is selected, a query is fired, and then when you say add to the cart, then that particular product is added to a placeholder or a place wherein it is ready for the further order or rejection depending on your choice, right? This is all functionality that is being coded in the background. Now, non-functional means whenever you select a product, you look at the pictures, you look at that video, you look at all the product information, or all that thing that is visible on the screen, right? You check the reviews, you check the stars. So whatever is just, I would say, printed or it's available as a data is more or less non-functional requirement, because though it is there, it is not doing any functionality. More or less, you can't click on any data and then it will not take to a website. It's just a plain piece of data or information. You just read it out, or there are only pictures. You can just have a look at them. Okay, so are you able to understand the difference between functional? Functions means something, okay, clicking a button, you're adding some, you're paying, making the payment, you're placing the order. So like submit button click, or okay button click, accept plus button, as add more I would say products, or add less products. So all this is the functionality part. And whatever pictures you see, whatever data is there on the website, different type of product description is mentioned, all that is non-functional. So this comes in solution requirements. Is everyone okay with this, or they have any doubt? Because this is very important. Yeah, the silence would be considered as no.
No, no,
No,
no.
we have no
Yes.
doubts.
I should say yes. No
We have
doubts.
no doubts.
Thank you so
We
much. I,
agree.
I really appreciate it. Okay. So this is see, even right side it's mentioned. Functional means features, usability, capabilities, or and operations of a product, like add a product to your cart, or make payments, or add a quantity, or kind of make you're doing some functionality. And non-functional means okay, non-functional along with this also means this is the only I talked about the look and feel, like you see your data. Along with that, there is a performance, a stability, security, and technicality. Performance means, you know very rarely, I mean, just out of the blue, sometimes your website is slow. Very rarely, it might be due to your low internet speed also, but very rarely. It's especially with Amazon, they're always up and running. Or very few times, you get that error 404, and there is a cute puppy face. I don't know, at least in India they show that 404, no product found, or some error has come. So all these things, to avoid these things, to ensure the site is running up and smooth and properly, the things that is happening in the background, the network bandwidth, and the security, like there should not be any hackers should not be able to just crash the website. All that is also considered in the non-functional. Guys, you might hear some background noise as it's an Independence Day. I have some speakers around my colleague. So please bear with me for some time. Okay. So yes. So are we good with functional and non-functional? Can we go to the next slide, please? Yeah, Gaurav, you want to
Yes.
add something? Okay. Wait. The last one is transition requirements. 1 second. So what do you understand by transition requirement, guys? Any idea? Okay.
No.
No.
Okay, so I'll just simplify this. So transition requirement means the kind of requirement. These are the kind of requirements which you have to fulfill to change your product state from one to another. Like for example, you have developed a product or you have developed a website. Imagine you have developed Amazon like website for for your vendor. Okay, they are also selling goods and stuff like that. So that website is developed in your office, in your development environment. That's what we call it on our machine, development machines. So when the development is completed, customer has accepted that it's okay, it's working fine. We have to host that website to the customer or to the server, right? So it cannot stay in your office in on your machine. It has to go to some central location where everybody, all the customers, all the client team members should access it. So that's the transition phase. You will shift from development environment to live environment. I mean, there are multiple environments in the development and testing and user acceptance testing. That's all fine, but I'm just giving for simplicity's sake. Something you're transitioning the state from your environment, you're going live. You know, they say you're going live, right? Have you heard this word in IT? What is the delivery date? When are you going live? That means when are you opening that website for everyone? So even you, me, not being from that particular company can access that website. Okay.
Basically, when all users are able to
Yeah.
access it.
Absolutely. Earlier, only developers and testers or even team or client team who had given access was able to, okay, I'll give you a very simple example. Again, food related, which is very practical. Okay. Imagine there is a new bakery or restaurant opening in your locality. Okay. So first you see it's all closed door, interior is going on, but there are many team members inside the restaurant, like coming and going out, and then definitely there are some proper there would be a team of chefs and cooks and all. So till now whatever they are cooking or they are making, they are the only people who are tasting it, or they might be giving it to the other helpers who are helping in the renovation and all, right? So that is the dev and test environment. But then when they have that tag, we are open, we are open, we are taking orders, and all these curtains are gone, and the hotel and restaurant is full functioning. So now that is live. So now what can happen? You, me, your friends, anybody can go and order and eat. So you see the difference. Earlier it was only for closed group, their own people, because they were working on it. Now it is fully functional, so everybody can access it. Is it okay? Is it easy to understand?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. Yeah. Yeah, Gaurav, the next line, please. Yeah, next slide. Yeah, Gaurav, would you like to take this example? Because I've given two as of now. So I think we can quickly go through this example if you want to.
Okay, Prerna.
Yeah,
No, thank you so
thank
much.
you.
Yeah. So from where we are coming, we have understood requirement gathering. Now in front of you, there is one example of requirement gathering. So in this requirement gathering, few things we need to understand. As a business analyst, you should be very much clear. Like Prerna gave you example of Amazon. Okay. In the similar manner, say for example, we are playing with Amazon, and Amazon is on their previous, you know, um, development phase. Or understand, forget about Amazon, let's understand our new e-commerce website, and that e-commerce website name having um you know um daily commerce, say for example. So it's a uh, name is daily commerce, and few things, the requirement we need to gather, that what exactly initially we want to integrate. So if any commerce website is coming into the picture, or any business coming into the picture, they need to collect what? They need to collect money. Do you agree with this, everyone? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So if they need to collect the money, I think as a business owner or as a client, I'm comfortable initially to have money with the PayPal. And I'm sure that every one of you have heard the name PayPal. Yes? Anyone
Yes.
here who is not? Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So the answer is yes. So now this daily commerce website is deciding that for collecting payment, they are going to integrate the payment collection channel as a PayPal. Okay. And now they have the requirement says that where this PayPal integration has to be introduced. The moment customer clicks on the checkout, you know, the PayPal interface come into the picture, collect the information, and then process the payment. So where is clear? What is clear? Now, exactly when I have just now briefed, but again, I'm going to tell you within step 3 or 4 in the checkout experience. So here it is clearly mentioned, because what I did as a vendor, I might have spoken with the customer exactly where do you want, and the same thing you want to as a business analyst be asking your customer that exactly where do you want. Okay. And your customer will mention you exactly before that step I want this to be integrated. So here it mentioned when. So within step 3 or 4 in the checkout experience, after the shipping address web form before confirmation. So what exactly happens? So when the checkout will happen, the customer has to furnish the shipping details where it has to be shipped. And the moment he enters that, he will go and click on pay now. So the moment pay now button is clicked, now he will come up with the options. So in this option, at the third step, he needs to click on PayPal. And the moment he click on the PayPal, the processing will start. Okay. Now the why has to be very much clear. So here the why says that an established integration, that is with PayPal, is better solution than a robust custom build integration for a payment service in the case, because it easily meets clients requirement. So in the most of case, what PayPal asks, it might ask your email address that is integrated with PayPal, right? So there you need to just furnish the PayPal, and it is the most easiest one. You don't have to, sometime you don't have to, always enter, you don't have to always enter, card details and all. You just mention email address and that is done. So, and most of the time, very rarely, even in PayPal, if you're doing transaction with PayPal, you need to enter credit card details and all. At very initial level, you need to, if you are just starting with PayPal. Okay. So now, the first example of requirement collection that says that you must clear with the few WH question, and those WH questions are what, where, when, and why. Okay. So when you are clear, so now in requirement collection and requirement gathering, what comes into the picture is called as assumption. So you must be very much clear with assumption as well. And business analyst has to, mention this in the documentation. And what they need to mention in the documentation, what I'm talking about, everyone, what I'm talking about, what do you need to mention as a business analyst in the documentation? Anyone, please speak up. Tilo,
Requirement.
Archana, Athar.
Yeah. What, where, when, why? That's what we need,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. And apart from this, there is one more thing you need to clearly mention. And this
Assumption.
is assumption.
Assumptions.
Assumptions.
Exactly. So, even though you are assuming, you need to explain that, hey, I'm assuming. Okay. So, I am assuming that flat fee for all shipping and handling will be taken. Okay. All shipping is within the USA only, not including Alaska and Hawaii, because that is not exclusively mentioned, and taxes do not apply. Okay. Because you did not ask me to include these all while the payment transaction is happening. Okay. So you have clearly mentioned about the assumption. So this is the most integral part. Okay. where you are defining what are your assumption, where you are defining what all the inclusions are. Then the comes, you need to mention what all the exclusions are. So exclusions which has not been spoken or might have, customer might have already told you verbally and you have taken note of it, so you need to mention it even in writing. So here exclusion says that custom shipping and handling fee calculation. Okay. So for custom shipping also we do that. Shipping intentionally, shipping internationally to Alaska or to Hawaii is excluded. Okay. Tax rules are excluded over here. So the moment you are defining every single thing and not missing out on any single thing, so how you would ensure that you are not missing out on anything? By mentioning that. Okay. And how you can mention, you, again I'm going to repeat this, you are defining the scope. When it comes to scope, then we talk about generally, we are very much clear that what we are including, we are very much clear what we are excluding, and what we are assuming about. So even assumption, inclusion, exclusion, you are mentioning very, very much clearly, and you are taking the confirmation of it, okay, from the client later. So that is the best requirement example. The smaller the delta between client expectation and reality with their digital product, the happier is client going to be with the end result. Okay. So this is the thumbnail: define WH, define inclusion, define exclusion, define assumption. Clear, everyone? With me, everyone?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So let's move further. So what is the requirement gathering process here I am mentioning? Okay. So requirement gathering process comes with that you have to, and why I'm mentioning this requirement gathering process? Okay. Because you are going to go to customer, you are going to meet with customer for the first time, and you should know what all these things are. Okay. So the very first stage says that you continue to take notes, so always carry pen and paper. Okay. Anything which is processing the discussion, that you need to carry. And at the very first time when you are listening to your customer, so be more creative so that it will connected with your brain cells as well, so that you can retain those data. And to do that, to enable that, you need to be bit creative when you are business analyst. Okay. And you can make annotation. Annotation is the pictorial representation of it. Okay. And when you are done with 1 2 3, come back home or come back office after discussion with your client, then convert them everything into a document. And this requirement document can be a template that your company decides. Okay. There are no hard and fast rule that you need to have your requirement document in this simpler form only. So there are n number of template you can find over the Google. Okay. But sometime your company also recommends some, certain format, you can use that. So wherever you are working, you can ask, are we using any certain format? And they will give you with, watermark into the company logo or something like that. And then you can start using that. So use template and include use cases, okay, in your requirement document, because now you have the plenty of requirement. Now you need to simplify them. And how you can simplify them? By converting them to use cases. Okay. Every use case will talk about inclusion, exclusion, and connection point. Okay. Connection point means from one function to second function. If it is transitioning, the second function may become the second use case. All right. So when you're done with 1 2 3 4, then call your entire team, okay, for the review. Now everyone is in sync. Then hold an external review where you can invite your client as well. Okay. And client will give you the feedback that, okay, we sign it off. Okay. We make it that it is all done. When you are calling someone for internal review, you can definitely bring other business analysts. You can definitely bring other architects. You think that you would be asking them a question and getting some answer from them. You must invite product owner as well, and another junior business analyst or senior business analyst as well, because through discussion you will evolve further more question or solution as well. So this is the roughly requirement gathering process. Are we good with this? Any question around it, guys?
We're good. Thank you.
Okay,
Good, thank you.
welcome. So this is what the RG process is, that is requirement gathering process. And now this is very important, and we will be talking about it in next coming day. However, you need to understand, for any problem this in this
Or
entire book.
you want me to take this? You have
No,
been
no, I'll
talking.
take it. I'll take it.
Okay.
Okay. So for any problem in this entire world, this is the best solution. Okay. Any problem, be it personal, professional, anything. So how does it happen? It is called as DDDM. Okay. So what do we mean by DDDM? It means that data driven decision making. At the end, what you are making? You are making a decision. Okay. So decision on what? Decision on a solution. Of what? Of a problem. Because there is a problem, that's the reason there is a requirement comes into the picture. Are we good with this? That there is a problem, then solution has to be there, and to meet that solution the project comes into the picture. Yep.
Right, right.
Yep.
Yeah. So the very first step, that you should be very much clear into defining the problem. And this is an art, my dear friend. Okay. Even if you are visiting a doctor, if you can define your problem very much clearly, you can get the apt pills, apt medication from him. And if you are not able to define a problem, even doctor can't help you. Okay. And that's the reason defining the problem is the very first step. And the moment you define the problem, you need to analyze the data which is going inside. Say, for example, you went to doctor with the problem of stomach, okay, and then analyze the data. Doctor will ask, what was your input, okay, what did you take, what did you eat, and then stomach 3 that develop inside. Then he may develop inside further what could be the problem. Okay. And then he will test it. The insight is there, but how the confirmation will come? The confirmation will be told by the reports, and the reports come to the by testing them. Okay. So you go for lab test and all, reports come into the picture, and then he confirms and make sure this is the exactly problem and this is the solution are the pills. And then he gives you the pills, and then he asks you come next week and we will review that how it is. So the review the result, the simple problem. So any problem, define it. Any problem, analyze the data. Any problem, develop the insight further and test the insight and review the result. 5-step data driven decisions, and your solution is there on the plate. Okay. So this is a simple 5-step rule, which is called as data driven decision making. Any question around this 5 steps? Ask me now.
No.
Okay.
No.
So if no question, we will be getting into the example that how this framework works. And because we have touched the mark of 90 minutes, so what I'm going to do is that I'm going to stop it over here only, because this is, I think, 11 p.m. already at your end as well. So if yes and no question, then let me ask you one to you. Okay, because I heard at the end Tilo's voice, I guess. So Tilo, what do you feel like saying about today's session?
It was very informative about the business analysis part and what is their involvement in Scrum process and their requirements, example, gathering and process. I have a clearer explanation on things, but my question is, if we are trying for Scrum Master job, do we have to have an idea of business analysis as well? Because the question related to BA would be in the interview process, or in the working environment?
Okay. Thank you so much, Tilo, for asking this question. So
Mhm.
if I would be you, and if I have seen the trend in the IT world, I would say you should have understanding, but you should not get involved into it. Why? Because do you know who is Scrum Master? What he is known as?
He's a
So
servant
yeah,
based. Uh-huh.
Servant
his
leader.
servant leader, his servant
Yes.
leader. So
Mhm.
anyone is getting stuck at any point of time, he should be ready to help. Okay.
Okay.
So tomorrow, if business analyst is getting stuck at any point of time, so
Mhm.
Scrum Master is knowing what is the problem he is facing, and he's thereby ready with the solution. Okay, he's ready to
Okay.
guide him further. Okay, he's that kind of a leader. So obviously, Scrum Master should not get into details of it, but he should be aware of it. Okay,
Okay.
Tilo? Okay.
Yes,
And
that's how much I understood, but I just wanted to make sure.
yes, yes, that's a fantastic question. So thank you so much for yes. And again, because you have this question, please
Mhm.
go through the recording. If you feel like, I would recommend you to go through the recording.
No,
Tilo,
I have full clear like picture,
yes,
and I took the notes. I'm clear, but I just wanted to make sure that's so.
awesome,
Anyway, I'll
awesome.
go through the video again one more time.
Yes, thank you so much, Tilo. So
Thank you,
Tilo,
dear.
I want you to call out someone's name on the screen. You see, please.
Okay. I'm gonna call Sheetal since I think she's new.
I
Yeah.
knew that. I knew that you're gonna call my name.
Yes, Sheetal, what do you feel like saying?
Nice to have you.
Thank you, Tilo. Yeah, this is my first class, and yeah, I first I had make sure this is my right class I'm in, and yeah, I understand what is exactly going to do in this class, and I understood quite much. Though still, I need a recording, previous recording, and all the links to go through in it. And yeah, it's good class, miss. I understood quite much. I didn't have
Okay.
any idea though, but now I have quite much ideas.
Super amazing. Sheetal, call out someone's name on the screen. You see, please.
Athar,
I knew
Athar.
it. I knew it.
Yes.
really?
Yes, it was a very good class, pretty interactive, which is what I like. Thank you to Prerna as well as Gaurav for explaining the questions I had, my doubts, to help me clarify my doubts. And also, thank you for explaining where the business analysis starts. And also, I'm going to go and look into W3 school to brush up a little bit on the SQL, and then also some of the other tools that are required. And other than that, I think everything is good. And I wish all my Indian friends as well as Prerna and Gaurav happy Independence Day.
Yeah.
Yeah, happy independence.
Wish you the same. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yes.
So yeah, Athar, thank you so much. Please call out someone's name on the screen. You see, please.
How about Tejaswini this time?
Yes,
Hey,
Tejaswini.
hi.
Yeah.
Hi, Gaurav and Prerna. Thank you, Utter. And happy Independence Day, everyone. Like, yeah, it was very, interesting and beautiful session as is the first class. Like, I've already attended BA session, but again, this will be my second time. Yeah, today class was very interesting. Like, you thought more about, what tools that we are gonna use and how it's gonna be. I would love to go ahead and listen the recording once again and attend the next session. Yeah,
Awesome. Tejaswini, please call out someone's name on the screen. You see.
Archana.
Archana. Yes, Archana, what do you feel like saying?
Hi, thank you for today's session, Prerna and Gaurav sir. It was very informative and the session was really great. And I really liked the example which you guys gave, especially the Amazon and the PayPal one. It gave me it was so helpful to understand how it works and everything. Thank you so much and happy Independence Day.
Yeah, thank you so much, and any business to you too. Please call out someone's name on the screen, Archana.
Komal.
Komal. Yes, Komal, what do you feel like saying?
Gaurav and Prerna for today's session. So, and happy Independent Day to all of you. So today I learned about business analysis, roles and responsibility, and like so many like tools which business and which we can use, like Zira and everything. So, and all about the tools we learn. And today's session is good, and I'm looking forward for more sessions and learning more things. Thank you.
Amazing. Komal, call out someone's name on the screen, you see, please.
Shakil?
Yes, Shakil.
Thank you. I mean, today's session is about mostly business analyst, but I'm set stone on the Scrum Master. So my most focus is learning more toward the Scrum Master. I will, but at the same time, I would not shy off of gaining more knowledge about business analyst. But I'm looking forward to have something more concrete or hands-on towards the Scrum Master. So because that's my prime goal. So I just don't want to get sidetracked. But I mean, it's but being for the Scrum Master, it's a good knowledgeable session for today.
Yes, Shakil, stay till the end of business analyst track. You will come to know also that how you can play the role of Scrum Master. We will let you demo it out to us, how it is going to happen. Let the workshop and assignment of the deeper level come into the picture, where you will be working with all of different people, what you see on the screen. All right, Shakil. So for
Absolutely.
everyone, in fact. So this is all right. Please
Okay.
call out someone's name on the screen, Shakil.
Uh, I'm not sure who's left over.
Yeah, Tilo is
Hector is
left.
done.
I'm sorry.
Tilo is left. You can call out her name.
All right.
think
Sorry,
No, I'm
Tilo.
done.
No,
Tila
Tilo
I
was
was the
spoke in the
first
one.
one.
beginning.
He was the
Okay.
Yeah,
first.
she was the
Yes.
first one. So
Okay,
only
then
you
call
and
out
Prerna are left
Prerna's
now.
name.
Well,
No, if
Prerna,
Shakil is gonna call me, I
if you
can
don't mind.
ask one quick question though.
Yeah, go ahead, Tilo, then.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, Tilo, you got next now.
Thank you, Shakil. Thanks
No
for the second chance. Okay, so when is the best time for us to take the CSM certification? Should we wait for the
Right
session to
now. No,
finish?
no. Go ahead right now and go to Scrum Alliance website, and Scrum Alliance or any such body, they ask you to complete some PDUs, means they also want you to undergo their training and then appear
Yeah.
into the certification. So it is right time. Go ahead, you can do it, because you're also doing self research work. This is very, very right time. I remember from
Okay.
last batch, all candidates were so much enthusiastic. Even if I could ask them, hey, go ahead and prepare for that, they came with the n number of certification. I was completely mind blown to see their effort. Okay, the way it was not just CSM. Before CSM, they were going to some normal institution. From there, they did certification. Some free certification were there. They completed that, completed the Q&A, and they came up with the certification. So n number of certification will continue to help you to boost your confidence, and thereby you are ready to crack the CSM as well and come with the CSM certification.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just doing the research and it's giving us 16 hours of a lesson and all. So I wasn't sure if you are ready to take that exam.
Yes,
So I
yes,
just
you
wanted
have
to make sure.
fair understanding now. Do your self-research work as well. But before that, I would suggest and advise, go ahead with some free certifications are also there. Go ahead with that and you will be able to do that.
In the Scrum Alliance itself, or is it
Yeah,
a
around Scrum, there are multiple free certifications are there around Scrum.
no? It will be on the Scrum Alliance website, or is it a
No,
different
no,
one?
no. Just Google it out. It could be apart from Scrum Alliance.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Can I
Scrum
pitch in my two
Alliance will
cents, Gaurav?
charge you. Yes, Atul?
Can I pitch in my 2 cents?
Yes, please go
Since
ahead.
I did my CSM certification, I had to spend 16 hours, which is like 2 days, whole days in front of a video screen. If you go through Scrum Alliance, you have to sign up with the trainer of their accreditation, and they'll charge you a certain fee, and then you have to go through those classes. Right after your 2 days of classes are over, which is 16 hours, within like the next 15 minutes or so, you'll get an email with your ticket number. Basically, it's a ticket for you to take the exam. And most of the trainers, including the one that I went through, had advised us, since you just learned all this is the time for you to take the test, because you will have all this in your memory. So you will have a much better chance of passing, cracking the exam in a way. And that's exactly what a lot of us from that group we did, and we were able to successfully, get certified. And like Gaurav said, if you go online, there are so many different, channels out there on YouTube channels who give you some brief description about Scrum Alliance as well as PSM, the other side, scrum.org. You can download the free guide, which is freely available, read through it, and then after that you take this, it will help you a lot. But still
Okay.
you need a practical tools experience, which is why I'm here right now, trying to learn from Gaurav and Prerna, and get some live experience, because that's what is required when you go out for taking interviews and trying to crack those interviews.
Thank you so much, Athar.
Yeah.
Did you take
So,
any other certification before the
yeah,
CSM?
so there are many. You can go ahead with SCF, SCM, and various others. So those
Yeah.
are at a granule
Okay.
level. Yeah, means
Okay.
at foundation level. You can do that.
And we can do it in SAFE also, or is it have to be Scrum Alliance?
Yes, if you'll study little, so I know that there were two very proud candidates were there. In fact, three. So what they did, they came to this class. They understood that they are getting ready now, and they did SFC certification, ACM certification. Then they go ahead for CSM, and then further they cleared SAFE also. Okay, so even you can do that. If they
Oh,
can do that,
SAFE.
you,
Okay.
yeah,
You can do SAFE, but SAFE is very expensive,
yes.
and
So go
also to
ahead with
maintain your
CSM
credentials.
to start with if you want to start in the industry. So that's what I would recommend. CSM is good to go.
I agree.
So,
Okay.
I have a quick question. If you're going toward the certification, what is the best sequence? Like which exam we should start first, and then which are beneficial for this Scrum Master? I,
So I would suggest you go ahead with SFC first. Okay. So that should be from PMI, but again, you will find it for free as well somewhere. So SFC is a Scrum foundational certification. So if that will boost your confidence, okay, and then go ahead with for CSM as well. Okay. So this is how you can follow, Shakil. Yeah. Did I answer your question, Shakil?
Gaurav, even CSM as well as PSM1 also, there is a catch between those
Yeah.
two. PSM, you have to renew that every, I think, year or every 2 years, if I remember right.
Exactly. Yes,
Whereas
that's.
PSM, that's.
I thought you went on mute, I guess.
Oh, PSM1, you don't have to renew that. You get it
Yes.
once, it's for life.
Yes. So Shakil, yes, that's right information. CSM, even if you'll do after 2 years, so you need to renew your certification. Okay. So by completing again few PDUs. So did I answer your question? Are you clear now, Shakil?
I'm so sorry, Gaurav. I just completely lost the connection. I just got back online, but
Okay, no
I
problem.
wouldn't
So
ask.
I'll go ahead with the free foundation of SFC, and then go ahead for CSM, and you are done. Okay.
Okay,
Cool.
thank you.
So yeah, thank you so much for amazing questions, and we are good that you asked. And I think Enthusar has dropped, so this was a good question for Enthusar to get answered, because she was looking for this kind of conversation, I guess. So yeah, over to you, Prerna. Your closing remarks.
Yes, thank you so much. First of all, a very interactive session. I really like the questions that they were being asked, and very in detailed explanation was asked, and I'm happy that you could understand the depth of every topic. So thank you so much, and there are many more such interesting examples are in the store. So stay tuned, keep watching the recordings, and thanks a lot to Gaurav for all the daily motivation that he shares along with the other important tips. And last but not the least, please do check out w3schools.com, as having the sequel skill is an add on to your profile, which will make it stand out. So that's it from my side. Thank you so much, Gaurav. Over to you. Yeah.
Thank you so much, everyone. Yes, please go through the recording. And your task is, see, don't forget on the assignment. Your assignment is, if you are going to prepare for interview and CSM certification, please summarize what you have learned. Okay, that is most important thing. I'm not sure why, what is holding you back, but till last exercises or last, batches, people were preparing their summary, what they have learned. And that's what I'm expecting from you, because that will get you going further, okay, to face the interviews. And that comes with your 1 minute, 2 minutes of summary video, what you have learned, that you are going to summarize. How you can do that? Next step in the golden quadrant of learning comes with, before after anchoring and declaring, get into deep learning, then draw it. Go ahead within 24 hours, draw on the piece of paper, then show that piece of paper and tell us that you are going to summarize this. Even one liner, that is going to boost your confidence. And for whom we are asking you to do, we are asking you to do for yourself, because I want you, we want, me and Prerna want you to complete or hit any interview and get it clear. Okay, just clear it, get their place. That's it. So that's only the intent, and that's your intent. So that's it, I would say. And once again, who are celebrating Independence Day, happy Independence Day to all of you. And yeah, so this is it for today. We will meet on Tuesday, 9:30 p.m. EST. Till then, thank you so much. Bye-bye and good night. Enjoy.
Thank
you.
you,
Good
Gaurav.
night.
Thank you. Have a great
Thank
day.
you.
Great.
Thank you.
Bye. Take care. Bye bye. Good night.
Thank
Good
you.
night.